A federal judge in Texas heard a case Wednesday that could disrupt access to abortion pills nationwide. Anti-abortion rights groups are suing the FDA, claiming the agency improperly approved the drug mifepristone 23 years ago. The lawsuit seeks to remove the widely used drug from the market, even in states where abortion is legal. Christina Ruffini is at the courthouse with more.
Members of the public and press lined up before dawn outside the courthouse. Harper Metcalf was one of a handful of pro-abortion rights demonstrators.
Millions of women have lost access to abortion care, especially here in Texas. So the access to medication abortion is one of the last options that we have.
Federal Judge Matthew Kaczmarek, a Trump appointee, heard from an anti-abortion rights organization that argued the FDA improperly approved mifepristone, posing a risk to patients. The judge appeared sympathetic in his questioning, asking the group's lawyers if there's precedent for a court to withdraw FDA approval of a drug. The FDA argued the drug is safe and effective, approved up to the 10th week of pregnancy, and has been on the market for more than 20 years. The drug is available by mail, even in states where abortion is illegal.
In some ways, this could be a bigger deal than the reversal of Roe v. Wade was because it could have ripple effects in every state, not just in states that want to ban abortion.
John Seago, president of the Texas Right to Life, says the goal is to protect Americans from unsafe products.
Is there a concern that could expand far beyond this issue and have unforeseen ramifications?
No, I think this is absolutely appropriate. There has to be some kind of check on the FDA. And on a pro-abortion administration.
The judge says he hopes to issue a ruling in this case as soon as possible. Meanwhile, two major American medical groups have filed briefs in defense of the FDA, saying the drug is safe and effective. John?
Christina Ruffini in Amarillo, Texas. Thank you. For more on this, I'm joined by Alina Salganicoff. She is a senior vice president and the director of women's health policy at KFF. Alina, let's start with the past here. This drug was approved over 2 decades ago, but abortion groups, anti-abortion groups claim it's unsafe. What's the nature of their argument?
Well, their argument is that this drug was not approved in a procedurally correct way, but actually this drug has a very long and effective safety record. It's over 99% effective, highly safe, and is actually very low risk of complications.
And how many women use mifepristone at the moment?
Well, it's estimated that 5.6 million people have used mifepristone since it was approved in the year 2000. So that's a lot of people and a very strong safety record.
And so what's your sense of what the fallout would be if the judge rules? Well, depending on the kinds of rulings, what could the fallout be?
Well, this is actually unprecedented to have a court basically revoke an FDA approval of a drug that we know to be safe and effective. So there are actually many implications of such a ruling, and they're asking for a preliminary injunction to block the access to this drug while this case goes through the courts. So it could affect, one is FDA approval in general. There could be really a real chilling effect in terms of other pharmaceutical companies seeking FDA approval for drugs that might be viewed as controversial either today or in the future. And of course, there is the implications on the access to mifepristone, which is one of the 2 drugs that is used in the abortion drug, the medication abortion regimen. And so that would affect not only people who live in states that ban abortion, but it also would affect those that live in places where I am, for example, in California, because it would limit that availability.
And have any experts weighed in on what the follow-on effects of that would be? Access would be restricted, and then what would happen?
So a lot of abortion providers are preparing for this possibility. And so what they are preparing to do is either use misoprostol, which is one of the 2 drugs that is used. It is less effective and has higher risk of side effects, but it is used in many countries as an abortion medication. In addition, they are prepared to increase the number of procedural abortions that they do, such as aspiration abortions. But it will create potentially havoc and a lot of confusion among people who seek abortions as well.
All right, Alina Salganicoff, thank you so much for being with us.